which graph below represents the solution to the system of equations shown below? So, first thing I recognize is neither of these are written in y equals mx plus b, so I have to rewrite them. So for this one, I need to subtract, so we'll start over here. So 2x plus 3y equals 0. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, and I'm going to get 3y equals negative 2x. I'm going to divide by 3. And I'm going to get y equals negative 2/3 x. Now, I notice immediately that this equation does not have a y-intercept. So, I'll show you what I mean. For the second one, we'll have 3x minus 2y equals 0. I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And I'm going to get negative 2y equals negative 3x. I'm going to divide by negative 2, and I'm going to get y equals 3/2 x. Okay. Neither one of these have a y-intercept listed. They don't have a b value, which means their b value is automatically 0. So when I look at these graphs, I can eliminate the two graphs where the equations both don't start at 0. So that would be this graph is out and this graph is out. Neither one of these graphs start at 0. So now it's just a matter of my positive line needs to have a slope of 3/2 and my negative line needs to have a slope of negative 2/3. So I'm going to start with this graph over here, and I'm going to pick, let's see, I think that's a good point and that's a good point. Rise over run, so that would be negative 3/2, but notice that slope belongs to my positive line, 3/2, not my negative line, so that means this graph is out, but we will prove it for this one. So when I look at this line, I have a good point here, and I've got a good point here. Rise over run, so that's 3/2. And I've got a good point, let's see, here at 0, 0, and I've got a good point here. And that would be negative 2/3. And so these two slopes match the slopes in our equations, which means that this is the correct graph for the system.